Okay, record. Oops. Okay, reset. So if you have somebody who like is just wants to do the come on, I hate when this does this. The BOD, like the quarterly BOD, it's a good add-on because you get team volume from it. So that's something that's great, and it's like $30. The promo codes, they were launched today. I had 2 people use them so far. You get 3 of them, and they just put it in at check-in. And the one girl wanted to order the promotion or the completion pack that was $130, but it has to be $140 or more for the points for the promo codes to work. The 6 weeks of work. So this is something that we don't have to talk about right now because it's not coming out until the end of the year. I think October when we're done with Morning Meltdown, but just know that it is coming out, and he is a NBA basketball trainer. There's an explicit version and there's a clean version. But for people who don't like to swear, sometimes don't understand why they like to do this program. Like some people at Summit were like, I don't really get it. Like for Logan, he was a football player and they train the guys this way. So like for some people, they actually work better with somebody being like mean to them. So this is going to be a program that's going to attract certain people. So just, keep that on your radar. Same thing, pumpkin spice, peppermint mocha. You don't have to focus on it right now, but know that they are coming out at the end of the year. Then we also have the new Beach Bar, the vegan one coming out, which I just had people who were interested because they are vegan. So that will be coming. We're expanding to France in the second quarter of 2020. Once again, don't worry about that right now. But if you have people who you do talk to, who you connect with on social media, and they're from France and they're interested, make sure you start a list and you are keeping a list of those people. Coach Summit 2020, make sure you get your tickets. Now, I know Amanda's doing a house, which is totally fine. We're doing most likely hotel rooms because that was my 4th summit. It's closer to everything. So when you're going from like training to if we're going to do a team dinner to like this and that and this and that, it's just easier for you not to have an Uber where you can walk. Also, New Orleans is not like Nashville and Indy. It's not as safe. It's not like you're going to be in danger, but like it's not as it's not Nashville and Indy. So gotta put it as that. So make sure you get your tickets. And then when you do, we'll start a summit chat so we can all keep in touch with everybody. It is one of the most life-changing events to go to, and just you get so fired up. I mean, if you're getting fired up watching the videos and like emotional, like you're gonna get fired up there. I can't even explain it. It really does make you want more out of this business. Every year I go, it's like it just pulls something out of me. Morning Meltdown 100 launched today. Woo-hoo. So now's the time. Like I knew you're gonna feel like you're repeating yourself talking about Morning Meltdown 100. Find different ways to talk about it. Like today I went live recently, and I'm gonna make a post tonight. And I shared a transformation earlier today from the test group, but I talked about not comparing, your day 1 to my day 50 or my year 6. And I talked about where I was before I started this journey, because people need to constantly hear your story. You're going to have followers over the years who don't know that you were once heavier, or don't know that you struggle with depression or anxiety or whatever it is that's your story. You're constantly going to be sharing your story. And we're going to get into storytelling a little bit because that was a huge takeaway of mine from a summit. And it's something that I know, and I'm good at it, but I need to be 100 times better at it to start to attract more of my people and the coaches that I want to bring onto this team. So think about different ways you can talk about Morning Meltdown 100. Like it's 20 to 30 minute workouts. Who can use 20 to 30 minute workouts? Busy moms, people who are working full time, people who are going on vacation but still want to stay on track with their goals. Like think about who you're talking to when you're talking about this program. People who need flexible nutrition, people who get bored with the same workout. Like it's 100 different workouts. So think about those things when you're talking about it. And definitely going live and getting out of your comfort zone and doing that every day. The most successful coaches are constantly talking into the camera. You will see it like Ashley Molstead, #1 coach. She's constantly talking into the camera. It's about her pregnancy. It's about her going out and having margaritas, not right now because she's pregnant, but like she shares who she is besides Beachbody. And that's what we really have to start doing is if you're a fur mom, if you're a wife, like share those parts of your life as well and tie it into the coaching opportunity, tie it into your challenge groups, tie it into this lifestyle. So Morning Meltdown, launch. We officially will start the 29th. I'm going to start doing Zoom workouts again at 5 a.m. We already have a link that we use. Amy, you still use Kaylee's link, right? Yeah. So we have a link because Kaylee's Zoom is paid for, so it doesn't like kick you off at any certain time. So 5 a.m. And then the link is in the group. So you guys can just hop on there. And if somebody hops on with you, you can work out together. But
are you doing that 5 a.m. With us, or are you doing a total different one?
Well, we're using Kaylee's link. So if that's the link you use, then we'll be on with you. We want to do it as a community. When we did this with 80 Day Obsession, it was huge. A lot of people, you share the pictures, and that creates fear of missing out. It creates FOMO. People want to see, that why do they want to join us? Because we have this virtual accountability group where we hop on every day, and people crave community more than we actually realize. A lot of the stories I would share at Summit, they talked about like, I saw this girl on social media and I wanted the life she had. And she's like, I didn't know what she did, but I wanted her life. And that's how a coach joined this other coach and has become a top coach in the company, just because that coach was so good at creating FOMO about the business. So you have to do it with both, your challenge groups and also your coaching opportunity. And then we have the new activewear essentials launching, which is, this is great too, because it's going to create team volume, and team volume is from your team. So Kate and I were talking about this. We don't need to know that, but Kate and I were talking about this. Why can't I get out of this? I hate when I do this.
Jenna, you need to download the app called Hide Me.
What the hell is that?
It's an app where your desktop, you can like click on the link up on the top and you click it and it puts everything away so it's not like stressful to look at.
My desktop, like I just get lazy and I gotta clean it off because I don't like that. Gives me anxiety. I don't like.
But I'm the same way.
So Kate and I were talking earlier today about team volume and why it's important to grow a team, because your income is going to come from your team. Sustainable income will come from your team. Kaylee Hennessy, who's my coach, has not hit Success Club. That she is just not doing well mentally right now. So she's not really focusing on her business, but I can tell you that the girl makes a full-time 6-figure income because she's created a team, because she has that team volume. And the team volume is created by her coaches and their coaches working the business. And that's where like adding on, doing the add-ons like the collagen and people who are constantly getting their Shakeology or performance line, of course, hitting Success Club and selling challenge packs, but also building a team of coaches who are going to work. That's where you're going to get the sustainable income to where you're not trying to like bank your business on commissions. So that's really important to focus on, as you're building a team. And we got to kind of switch gears. We really have to switch gears, be talking about the business 80% of the time and be talking about your challenge groups, the other 20% of the time. Because if you want to build a team, you got to be talking about the business. And we had a long ride home from Indy, and Logan and Kate and I all talked about, really, and it was takeaways from Summit, really speaking to your people. Like, who do you want on your team? Like for me, it's hard because I want to help everybody. And I've tried to like reach people that weren't my people. So yeah, I'm a wife, I'm a fur mom, I'm from Jersey, but who am I really? Like Logan's like, when I think of Jenna, he goes, I think of somebody who is like, loves to go out and loves to dance and have a good time, but also likes to have lazy Saturdays or Sundays and watch Netflix and just hang out. Or somebody who, when you believe something and he's like, you're a straight arrow, like that's who you are. Like you need to find those people who want to build a business, and we can't be afraid to talk about the business opportunity, because like I said, that's what's going to build our team to elite. It's what's going to build your business to premier, elite, whatever your goals are in this business, and help your coaches grow, is talking to those people. So there are going to be Summit training videos that I can share with you. I don't know if they're up yet, but there were a lot of really, really good ones. And I have notes, but my biggest takeaway was the storytelling and speaking, like I said, speaking to my people. And constantly sharing my story. So for me, when I first started coaching, I was more of a discount hobby coach, like really hobby, like discount. And then I was like, okay, like I want to earn a free trip. I want to make some extra money. And then it became more of a hobby. Then it became more of a part-time. Now it's more of a full-time. So, for me, like for Kate, she doesn't want to leave her teaching job, which is totally fine. But so she's going to talk more about like how this is a side business for her and how, this side business changes her life. You guys don't have to have $1,000 paychecks and I keep forgetting like my garbage didn't get there. $1,000 paychecks and, be earning all these trips and stuff. Yeah. Like you can still talk about the opportunities that this business holds for you while you're working towards them. That's what I did when I was working towards a Success Club trip. That's what I'm doing now. Like our team is pushing for elite. So I can talk about big goals and I can talk about that. And I can say, I want people who want to work, who want to build a business because they want freedom, because they want to be able to pick up and go on vacation when they want to go on vacation. Like I'm going to be sharing my story about how we're moving to North Carolina. If I didn't have this freedom with this business, I would not be able to just pick up and move to better our lives. So people who want that as well are going to be able to relate to it. And those are the people I want on my team. So think about, your why and what your goals are. And they can change over time. Like, I didn't ever think we were going to close the bakery and never thought I would leave New Jersey in a million years. Kaylee's like, you guys are moved down here one day. I'm like, she's on crack. Like, I am never leaving New Jersey. Now I'm like, bye. Like, life changes. I was never going. I'm like, no, never. But really make sure, like, you know who you are. I want you guys to write it down. Like, you don't do it right now, but after this call, think about it. Like, who is your ideal coach? Who is somebody that is going to run with you and help you reach your goals while reaching their goals at the same time? Because this is a team effort. And this is something that we have to realize, like, I'm sitting at Summit and I'm watching all these teams like walk across stage. I've been a coach for 6 years. I gotta say, it kind of like bothered me because I'm like, I've been a coach for this long and this girl's been a coach for 10 months and she's already elite. Like, because I haven't been attracting my people. I've been trying to help everybody and their mother without being more of, this is a business and I'm looking for business builders. I'm looking for people who want to change lives and who want to reach their goals and do the work to get there. People are lazy. People are extremely lazy and don't want to work for anything anymore. So you really have to emphasize that, because if you just kind of putz along for months and months, coaches have come and gone in this business because they don't see results right away in it. And it's because they're not doing it. It's work. Like, it's work. And we have to realize that. So I see chat is going on. Oh yeah, my dad's coming with me. Yes, of course. We wouldn't leave him here. Yeah, like ask your significant other, ask your mom, like, who do you think I am? Like, who do I want to attract? And it's taken me this long to kind of like realize it. So I want you guys to realize it now, because it's going to help you along the way. I wish somebody had said this to me a few years ago. Are there any questions about that? Like, speaking to your people, sharing your story. Like, if I'm sharing my story about my mom dying and me building my business through that journey and talking about where I was and where me and Logan were 6 years ago and where we are now because of Beachbody, and if I'm sharing those things, I'm going to attract those people.
I have a question on that. I love how you said 80% business, 20% challengers, because I know I'm doing the opposite.
Right.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
When you say that, though, do I focus it on weekly or should I do daily? Like, does that matter?
So I try to do what my goal is daily. So like, you really want your feed to be where you tell a story and like your live videos. And then your stories are the behind the scenes, the you working out, the you making your shake, the you getting on team calls. You still want to talk about the business, but it's really about sharing the story, like just constantly sharing the story and tying it into your mission, like your mission as a coach. Like my mission is to help women overcome like obstacles through health and fitness because that's what it's done for me. So like, you know, yours might be something about like with Caden and, you know, everything you go through with him as a mom. So really think about it and just constantly telling a story. And don't think you're like, there's so many different ways to tell different stories, and don't think you're repeating yourself because you're going to have new followers. You're going to have, you know, people who might need to hear it more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 times before they're like, okay, this girl's serious about what she does. Like, I want to know what she does. And sharing, you know, that's why it's important to get to events because you want to create the FOMO. You want to create that fear of missing out for people who are like, I want a community like that. Because I'm like, wow, people actually, like for me, like when I first started, it was more about, I want to lose weight and I don't care really about anything else. So like, I never really realized like I craved a community until like I was already in it. So there are people out there that are like, I want to be a part of something bigger. Like for me, it didn't like make sense, but, and something else we talked about Summit. Christina Delgado talked about it. And if you don't know who she is, she's from Miami and she's awesome. And she has an amazing team. And her team is amazing because she knows who her niche market is. And she attracts people who like to have a good time. They go out on their boat on the weekends in Florida. They drink tequila. Like they have a good time, but they also commit to their health and fitness. They build each other up. They have team gatherings. Like they're really a tight-knit community. And that's really for me, when we go to Summit as a big team, like I want us to have that. I don't want the talking behind the back or gossip or people like shutting people out, because that's not what I want this team culture to be. So culture is really, it's big, and we're not going to put up with any of that. So make sure when you're attracting people, like you're attracting people who want to lift each other up and support one another and help each other out, because that's who we are. So she talks a lot about that and like really branding her team too. So like our team, you know, my team name's Team Anchored by Fitness. And when they all went to the huge Summit event, they all had bright red dresses on. And everybody knew that that girl was part of Diesel Nation. And, like, I want that for our team. Like, that's awesome. I want to be known as a bunch of badass moms and women and wives who are crushing it and helping people change lives. But we have to do it together. Because I tried to do it alone because my original upline coach had left the business. She was Amy's actually upline coach and Ashley Waller's upline coach. And there was no team culture because she really didn't give a shit. So going forward, like I really want us to have that team culture. Are there any questions about any of that and like speaking to your people and storytelling? And Christina, are you going to say something? No, you're going to say something.
Did you find out about Beachbody about if we have to tell them our team names?
I actually reached out to my corporate rep and she didn't answer me back, but she read the message. So if she doesn't answer me by tomorrow, I'll ask somebody else.
Wait,
I remember what?
What question?
So what this made me think of it. When they were announcing all the elite coaches on stage, they were announcing their team name. And my team name's Anchored by Fitness. And I'm like, our team. I'm like, nobody better freaking like steal that because I'll kill them. So like, I remember I had changed my team name a long, long time ago. It was like Fit, Fast, and Furious. Okay. But I remember like emailing compliance or something and letting them know that was my team. Like Melanie is the dream team. If another coach creates a dream team, like I feel like that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to find out like if you have a specific team name out of 400,000 coaches, like, you know, something like Fit and whatever could be taken. So
is there a list? I was thinking about that today because I've been really trying to think about like what I want my brand to be. Mm-hmm. And it's like hard to figure something out if you don't have a list of what's already out.
Yeah. And you know what? My team name didn't really come to me until after my mom died. Like it was something that it took a while to like, I didn't want to just like have a team name just to have it. I wanted it to like have meaning behind it. So
mine came after Caden's whole situation.
Yeah. So don't freak out if you don't have a team name just yet. What were you saying?
No, I was just asking Amy what hers is.
It's Team Fit and Conquer.
Okay.
which I'm pretty sure Shanti probably started trying to do stuff because he had that Conquer sticker. I'm like, how much do you want to bet? Like he came across like my team name.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what's happening here. My dog is scratching the crap out of my leg. Well, I'm thinking about this as well. Google Classroom. So if you are a new coach or you have not gone through the Google Classroom, which is the new coach training, you need to be put in it and you need to go through it, because this is something, if you guys are going to build a team of coaches who you want to bring on and work the business, you need to know how to get them in there. And when they're doing the assignments, you need to know what they're talking about. So if you yourself didn't go through it as a leader, then you got to go through it. So the video Amanda created, it's an Anchored by Fitness. She teaches you how to access the Google Classroom. We can see who finishes the assignment. So if you have a coach telling you, oh yeah, I did that, and then you go through and they never turned it in, they're lying. So you need to make sure that you know what the Google Classroom is. So when you are adding new coaches who want to work the business, you can put them through the Google Classroom. And then just like the whole thing that really stuck out to me about Summit, like my biggest takeaway was really finding your niche market. Ashley Molstead and Emily Faber, they did they were one of the keynote speakers during the day, and they shared their Instagrams of like what they used to look like versus like what they look like now. And it's funny because I remember like when I would just post like pictures I would get off of Google, and Kay and I were talking about this today. So I have an app on my phone called Motivation Quotes, and I just look through it sometimes because, sometimes if I'm not feeling like inspired or really don't know what to talk about, even after listening to my personal development, I'll just go through the quotes. And like this one's like, no matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. So that right there reminds me of when I would get up and get out of bed and show up, even though my mom was dying in front of me, but I would still get up. I would still get my workout in. I would still work my business. So right there, I can tell a story about that time in my life. And I can have a call to action about coaching, people going through a really hard time. So if you're posting like quotes and things that aren't really gonna like, okay, people can like read a quote, haha, but like, what is that doing for your business? What story can you tell with maybe a picture of you smiling or a picture of you having a rough day that's going to stop somebody scroll and want to read what you have to say? People aren't going to relate to where you are now. They're going to relate where you were and the things you've gone through to get to where you were. So it's really important, when you are posting, you are sharing on your social media, that you're just constantly telling a story. I did it with Rue's picture the other day. I talked about Rue. I talked about, how he was my dog, and like I'm connecting with people who are also dog people, because if you're not a dog person or a cat person or animal person in general, then probably aren't going to really get along. Even though Hannah doesn't like dogs, but I still have other things in common with her. But like I could have a conversation with somebody, right? So all these people commented about Rue and blah, 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 blah. And I could just shoot somebody a message and just be like, hey, Terry, I saw you had, a 13-year-old mini schnauzer named Ellie and a 5-year-old Yorkie. How long have you had those kinds of dogs? And just strike up a conversation about her dogs and then just get into talking. So this is what I did today. I was going through, because I'm moving to the Outer Banks, I was going through some Outer Banks pages, and I was following some people from there. So one girl, I saw she lives down there. She kind of looks like my person. I looked through her page. She's not a coach. I look like I can get along with her. So I shot her a message, and I just said, thank you so much for liking my post the other day. I really appreciate the support. I just want to shoot you a message. I saw that you live on the beach. Do you live in the Outer Banks? And now we're having a conversation about that. So like that could turn into like, she trusts me now. She knows me. Like if she does come across one of my stories or my posts that she's going to be inspired from, she's going to feel more comfortable about shooting me a message, asking me like, hey, what's that coaching opportunity about? Or what's that challenge group about? Just because we've had a conversation about the Outer Banks. Because think about it, like if somebody strikes up a conversation with you at a party or like a get together and you don't really like know them, but the more you talk to them, the more comfortable you're going to get, or the more you're going to be like, okay, this person's weird. Like, this is not my person. But that's important. It's really like you're going to have to go through some people to find your people. So that's something that I'm working on. Like coming back from Summit, I'm working on my storytelling every day through my stories, my live videos, and my posts. I'm working on targeting my people to build a business, and who would be good to join my Morning Meltdown group. Somebody who wants to, just constantly lift weights, Morning Meltdown's not for them because it's not all weightlifting. Or somebody who just wants to do yoga, Morning Meltdown's not for them. Like, it's not all yoga. So really knowing who you're talking to and making sure that the person that comes to you for help, what their goals are. So make sure you have applications too to send them. A lot of top coaches, that's what they do. Fill out this application, because if they fill out the application, then they're serious. And then you don't have to waste your time if they're not serious, because you're going to come across people who are going to be like, oh yeah, this one girl messaged me at Summit. I sent her the enrollment at Summit and she still is ignoring me. She came to me. Like, she wanted to sign up with the Morning Meltdown Challenge pack. Then she said, I want to sign up as a coach. She was like, okay, discount coach. I was like, hey, do you want to watch the coaching info video I have? Like, just to see if you want, check it out. Like, I talked to her for a while. She seemed like she'd actually make a good coach. Oh my God, yeah. So she watched it. And then she was like, this is amazing. Like, I've always wanted to do something like this. Like, I love helping people. And she was telling me all this stuff. So I sent it to her. And then I feel like it has something to do with the husband, because she's like, my husband's at work and he took the debit card. And then she hasn't really talked to me since. But you can't count on people. Like, if somebody says they're going to sign up and it's like, that's the person to get you to Success Club 6, and you're like, cool, awesome, done for the day, don't have to worry about it. Like, no, don't ever count on somebody until they fully commit. Like, if it's midnight, almost midnight, and the end of the month, and you need one more person, and that one more person says they're going to sign up by midnight and they don't, that's on you, because you need to make sure that you are working past that last person that says they're going to commit. Because I've been there. People suck. Let me see, chat bar. No, no. So this is basically our Google Classroom is the Dream Team University, but it's just specific to me and Amanda, so we can go in and check everything. And you can be we can add you on as a teacher or whatever. She has it on there, so you can do the same.
With that, they have to go in and put that code in, and then they are registered for the classroom, right? Like, there's not like an invite I have to do.
Yeah, which is good too, because once again, then who's committed. They have to do the step to go in there and do it. Like, we have a new coach on here, Sarah. She's doing it. I don't have to that's the thing. Like, you can't drag somebody through this business. You can't do everything for somebody to make them want it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got it. I'm just going to keep fucking stressing it, because this is what they did at Summit. I swear, everybody at Summit, their speech had something to do about storytelling and keep being consistent and doing the same crap pretty much all over and over again in different ways. Like, you have to speak to your people. And it was something I was so afraid of, because I'm like, well, what if I don't help enough people, or what if I don't? But it's proof. The proof is in the pudding. Like, all the coaches that are top elite, top 10, being super successful in the business, they've found who their people are. They know who they're speaking to. It's like, duh. But you really just have to do it and stay consistent. Throwing up a picture and being like, got my workout in today. Not cool. Not going to get you anywhere anymore, because how many other people are posting, got my workout in today. Like, nobody's going to be like, oh my God, what workout? How do I sign up? Like, this is just not going to happen. If you tell a story about maybe how hard your workout was and why it was hard and how you overcame it, and really speak to them, that's different. So there is also, and I can't wait until I find this video. So there was a different leadership training for 2-star and above. And Bonnie Engel, who was number 2 coach one year, she did a really great speech, and Kaylee heard it. So we were talking about it on the way home, and she shared some slides about storytelling, once again, and about the hormones, like happy hormones, and how to make your people feel it when they're reading or listening to you talk. So she did a speech, and she's pregnant. and everybody knew this going into Summit. And she had a pink paper and a blue paper underneath these people's chairs. So she was asking them questions, and most people held up the pink paper. And she goes, okay, now can everybody hold up the blue paper? And she goes, what if I just told you that you are part of my gender reveal and we're having a baby boy? And the freaking crowd lost it, right? Everybody's like, oh, yeah. Like, that's what you want to make your people feel when you are talking about your business or the business opportunity or your health and fitness journey. So there's a slide, and I'll share it. It's like, Kate's like, you're not going to understand it, but I can understand it because I understand this graphic here. So she has happy hormones, dopamine, something else, and some endorphins. So dopamine's focus, motivation, memory. And then the oxy whatever is generosity, trust, bonding. And then endorphins, happiness, relief, whatever, and better days. Can't like see some of these. I mean, so it's personal, workout, business, and then you have 3 different hormones. So during each day, she does stories. One's about personal, one's about workout, one's about business. So one day she focuses on motivation, the focus, the dopamine hormone. Then the next day she focuses on people building trust with her. You know, how are people going to bond with her while she's talking about her personal journey, her workouts, her business. Then the next day she's going to talk about happiness and better days. So these people each day are going to feel these hormones, these endorphins and all that run, and they're going to be able to connect with her on a different level by sharing that. So Bonnie Engel is the coach. I'm going to share it in the chat. But when I find when they post the actual video of that training, I'll share it. Because I think it's really, like, it's kind of like, it's all science. Like how to make people feel when they're watching, or, you know, it's like when you're watching, like when I was watching Infinity Wars and they left Infinity Wars and I had to wait until the end game came out to figure out what the heck happened to everybody. Like, you're like, what is happening? So think about that. Like, how can you create that FOMO and that curiosity? And, you know, how many messages do I get about my jiggle juice? What is that jiggle juice? What's that jiggle juice? Because people are like, they don't know what it is. They want to know. Like, you want to make people like, they want to know. Like, what is this person offering? How can I do this too? So really think of your story, who you are, and how you can do that. That's pretty much it. I don't want to overwhelm you with too much, because that's just the one thing that's really stuck with me, like, over the last few days, even since getting back from Summit. I'm just like, okay, how can I like really, because we all have a story, and you guys really have to like sometimes dig deep into things that maybe are hard for you to do and are going to be vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable. It's really easy for me and Amanda to be vulnerable because we are. But it took me like a while to like realize I can talk about, you know, being made fun of in school and being overweight and not wanting to wear shorts because I hated to show my legs. Like, so many other people can relate to that. So what can you share that other people can relate to that this business or our health and fitness challenge groups can help them overcome? So think about it and then do the work and have goals. Goal setting, another thing. Goal setting is huge. If you are not writing down goals of when you want to hit Success Club by, you are not writing down goals of how many coaches do you want to add. Like, you have to have goals and make a date. Don't be like, well, this month I'm going to add 5 people. And then, you know, the month's going to go by and be like, oh, I'll just do it next month. Like, I want to add 5 people by when? The 20th? This weekend? Like, we have a new program out. Launches are huge. Like, don't drop the ball on the launch, because these launches can really give you momentum, is what I'm trying to say, through the next part of your business. So if you're pushing for Emerald, if you're pushing for Diamond, if you're pushing to help however many people join your team, write the goals down, have specific goals for your business and for your personal life and for your health and fitness to help you go through it. Are there any questions?
I was just going to throw in those times that we are usually more vulnerable, you know, and stuff that we probably would tell our close family or our spouse, is usually those that people will message you and say, like, thank you for sharing that. Or, you know, like, I've gotten a lot of, I'm praying for you. And then like things just pop up where you get so many followers or people are watching your stories. So
people are like, I've been meaning to like reach out and ask you like, what's that workout program you're doing? Or, you know, I've been thinking about becoming a coach. Like when you're vulnerable, that's where a lot of people will step in and message you and ask you about it. It's truth. Been there. You just got to be consistent. Consistency is so key. Kate, were you going to say something?
Yeah, no, I was just kind of bouncing off of Amy. Like when I finished the T20, I did like the hour-long workout. It was like the second to last one. And I cried hysterically. And I put it on my stories because that's real.
Yeah.
And, like, just showing like what these programs do to you and how it changes you, like not only physically, but mentally, emotionally. And I got a lot of followers from that. And I didn't do it for that. I did it just to be like real and raw and like telling a story. And there was a lot of traction from that. So as real as you can get.
Yeah, it's super true. I want to get a picture real quick before we get kicked off. So everybody smile. Yeah, it's hard sometimes, but you have to think like you're doing it to make somebody else's life better and to build a business and to change lives. So, I mean, Ashley Molstead, Melanie Mitro, they all have built teams because they're real with their people, and people are like, okay, I can join her because she's not trying to like sugarcoat anything. So Dream Team calls at 9. She will have more probably like specifics about some of this. That's why I didn't really want to like do that. So, all right, guys,